Sri.
Welcome everyone to part 2 of this webinar on the Saturn Solutions, Ultimate Saturn Solutions Program, and also about how to become friends with Saturn. Believe it or not, it can be done. So in part 1, we talked about the importance of Saturn and why we all need to know more about him and how it affects everyone's life, whether we are aware of that or not. And from an astrological point of view, let me recap. I'm Lalita Devi and I am a Pillai Center teacher and also a Vedic astrologer at Astroved. And so I want to tell you what it means astrologically, because Saturn rules 2 houses, which means a huge impact in at least 2 areas of our lives, at least 2, but it has a lot more significance. So we all have to deal with Saturn in our lives, hopefully in a good way, because Saturn can make a king a pauper, and more desirable, it can make a pauper a king. So we want to be on the side of Saturn that gives us good things and doesn't cause us too much suffering and obstacles. So we're here to learn how to do that. There are ways that are traditional ways and also things that Dr. Pillai has revealed throughout the years. And how do we develop a better relationship with Saturn? So Dr. Pillai is very, very interested in explaining how myth works. Myth is not just a very interesting story, or more or less interesting for some people, about an archetype, and it's a story written so long ago and then who cares, right? No, it is really something very relevant and alive. It is an eternal reality in Dr. Pillai's words. What does that mean? It means that the way we understand our perception, our reality is really a frozen kind of reality in time and space. It is subjective and we're not really seeing the entire picture. So the other way, the myth that is shared about that archetype and that has been known for millennia, sometimes centuries, but in the case of Saturn, it's literally millennia. These stories are very, very significant, and they make the difference between understanding Saturn or just going through life hoping for the best. We want to understand Saturn. So let me tell you a little bit the story of Saturn, how he was born, and that will reveal a lot on how you can deal with this planet and get his blessings. So the sun god, his name was Surya, was married to another celestial being whose name was Sandhya, and Sandhya was a very devoted wife. She loved the sun god, the sun, so much. And she always wanted to spend her time with him. But she had suffered a lot because the sun's light, the sun's heat was too much for her. She wasn't made of the same elements, the same nature. And she couldn't withstand that heat. And so they had 3 children. And at a certain point, Sandhya said, no more, I can't take this, I'm suffering too much, I have to go away. And so she cloned herself, so to speak, a being, a woman who looked just like her from her own shadow. From her own shadow, she created this person who looked just like her. And so she left this person whose name was Chaya, which in Sanskrit means shadow. And she left. She went to her father's house, and then she took the form of a horse, and she ran into the forest. She said, I have to do penance. I have to acquire a supernormal power so I can stay with my husband and I'm not burned out by him. So she went and lived as an ascetic in the forest. So by being in the forest, she fasted and she chanted, etc. She did all these things. Meanwhile, Chaya was living a life as Sandhya with the sun, and they had 3 more children. One of these children was Saturn, or Shani. Shani is the name, Sanskrit name for Saturn. And she also was very devoted. She was just the same as Sandhya, and she was very devoted to her husband. So she spent lots of time with him when she was pregnant with Shani, with Saturn. And because of that, the baby became very dark. It got black, it turned black. So when he was born, the son was shocked and said, this child doesn't look anything like me. So is he even my child? And he questioned the paternity of this baby. And Saturn was very aware already, became very angry and cursed the son. So immediately this father and son didn't get along. They had fights. They had a huge misunderstanding, of course. And so the curse was that the sun would become black, dark, and that caused an eclipse, which is not supposed to be auspicious in Vedic astrology. It causes problems. So because of that, the sun also was upset and all these things happening. There was another issue that Chaya was very, very devoted to Lord Shiva. And throughout the pregnancy and also after the baby was born, she kept worshipping Lord Shiva and chanting and doing puja, or a ritual with flowers and offerings and foods, etc. And Shiva blessed her and also blessed the child, so blessed Saturn. But one day Saturn was very hungry and asked his mother, can you give me some food? And she said, no, I can't right now. I'm doing puja to Lord Shiva and you have to wait. So because I have to offer this food first to Lord Shiva. And Saturn became very angry and kicked his mother, which is not something nice, but also is considered a sin in this tradition. And so he became lame. His leg became lame and he started limping. So, and that is the reason why Saturn is so slow. And also he rules disabled people, and also he is very interested in us helping disabled people. He wants us to develop that compassion. So fortunately, Shiva blessed Saturn in turn because of all these rituals done by his mother. Also in the womb, he received all the blessings of Shiva. And so when the son doubted that Shani was his son, Lord Shiva came and said, yes, he's your son, don't worry about it. He's really your son and you should bless him. So Saturn and Sun became more friendly, but still they're not very comfortable with each other. They have different roles, of course. So the sun rules power and leadership and the light and the soul, and Saturn rules longevity, disabled people, elderly people, poor people, etc., all those who suffer. So see, their interests are different. There is another issue though. Actually, it's not an issue, it's a very positive thing that Lord Shiva decided to bless Saturn, and he made him the god of justice. So not only Shani can bless you with good things, material things, he's also the Lord of justice. So he delivers the fruits of our actions. So by doing good and being righteous and doing dutiful things, we are automatically receiving the blessings of Saturn, which is good to know, to have a better relationship with this planet that can deliver very hard lessons. As I said in part 1, even Lord Shiva was not immune to Saturn's influence and suffering. So here we're very blessed that we have a program that Dr. Pillai is offering because he is very committed to eradicating suffering, not only poverty, and Saturn can cause poverty. As I said before, Saturn can make a king become poor. And So by doing these particular rituals, and also by chanting a certain set of sounds, and we will talk about that, you will be on the good side of Saturn, and all that negativity and suffering and fear will disappear. So that's how myth can help us understand the nature of Saturn and how it can cause either happiness or suffering. And also myth happens in a way, it really, really works. So at the subconscious level, we understand everything at the subconscious level when we read about myth. And so we want to take it seriously. It's not a nice story. And even Western researchers, such as you probably already know, Carl Jung, did a lot of research on archetypes and myth. And also Joseph Campbell, an American philosopher and researcher. And he also emphasized the importance of myth and how powerful it can be in changing our consciousness. So that was about the myth. I also want to tell you a little bit about some sounds that literally change your brain. And there is a book that Dr. Pillai, here it is. This is a book Dr. Pillai would like us to read. It's How God Changes Your Brain. And it's written by two neuroscientists. One is a medical doctor whose name is Andrew Newberg, PhD, and also Mark Waldman, he's another scientist. And together they did a lot of research on how God can literally change your brain, even if you don't believe in God, but you look at an image of a divine being, a celestial being, something starts happening in your brain. And they've run all these tests and control studies, etc. And they found that even just looking at the picture of an archetype can change your brain, but sounds also can change your brain. So Dr. Pillai did this research with Harvard, and he proved, now he has scientific evidence, well, although he already knew as both a yogi and a Siddha master, that sounds can change their brain waves. So not only do sounds make our consciousness, they can, and we can manipulate a little bit. So if you always have a fear and some negative thoughts, by using a certain sound, you're literally changing your brain. So Narbhavi, for example, it's the mantra that will be empowered in this program, which is called Ultimate Saturn Solutions. And that sound alone can do a lot of good. It can change our consciousness from negative to positive. And also, I've had amazing feedback so far in the program, in the chanting calls, that people say, I noticed a difference right away. And that is a miracle because it works fast, and we want speed because Dr. Pillai doesn't want us to waste time. He said that we should be really not wasting a second, and then time is important, and time is money, and also waiting is a waste of time. So because Saturn rules time and slow time, oh, by the way, today is also the 8th moon of Kalabhairava, who was a guru of Saturn, and is the god of time. So there's a lot of connection with time, slow time, how we need to speed up things, and how we pray for that. We want to speed up things and to be to see results, good results right away, reach our goals faster, for example. And maybe if you're looking for a promotion, because Saturn rules career, you can get a promotion much faster. I said that partially also in part 1. So how you chant a mantra, and I will give you the mantra for Saturn in this during this call, this program. And the sound that you want to use on a Saturday or in the Saturn Hora, and you want to check the Astroved Hora watch for that. So astroved.com, and you can or you can download it on your smartphone, the Hora watch. So during this Hora, these horas of Saturn, or also on Saturdays, you want to chant a mantra, which is Om Shani Charaya Namaha. Om Shanicharaya Namaha, and I will write it in chat later when I open the line, to Q&A. So you can ask your questions, and also I will spell the mantra for you. So these sounds literally change the way you think. These sounds activate different parts of the brain. These sounds can give you a better relationship with Saturn. And that's what we want, because befriending planets really works on ourselves. They're happy, but we're happier. We're much happier when we pacify a planet through particular sounds that honor them, that acknowledge them, that put you in touch with them. And so Om Shanicharaya Namaha will help you to do that. Of course, Narbadi also works. It's very powerful in removing all kinds of negativity. So keep these sounds in mind when you feel that you can't go on anymore, that time is so slow, that you've tried all kinds of things and nothing is working. Use these sounds and you'll be receiving just much better thoughts, much better, sorry, this talk has activated my Siri on my phone. So these are sounds you want to use. They're very useful. I've been chanting this mantra every Saturday ever since I met Dr. Pillai 10 years ago. And I've had amazing results, like I noticed immediately that a certain fear or a certain negative attitude will disappear, and I'll find a better solution. And a little bit more about archetypes. There are three main archetypes who are going to bless us in this program. Again, I repeat it, it's called the Ultimate Saturn Solutions Program, and it's being offered both by AstroVed and Pillai Center. So you can sign up either way, and then you will be blessed with all these fire rituals done for you, to 3 different archetypes in addition to fire rituals to Saturn. So fire rituals work through the infrared. That is the tradition of the Siddhas and also the Vedic tradition, that Agni, the fire element, acts like a remote control to get you what you want. So we want to participate, to sponsor these rituals. And in the program, you get to do that to 3 different archetypes. It's worth repeating their names because they're very, very powerful and they control Saturn. So one will be to Karupaswami. Karupaswami is a demigod, said to live in the subtle world, but he comes and helps right away. He's not like the other celestial beings that may need more time. He intervenes quickly. And also he removes problems from Saturn. Also Hanuman, Saturn adores Hanuman because he saved his life. I said that also in part 1. And Saturn and Hanuman get along, but Hanuman has total control, that if Hanuman blesses you, Saturn cannot touch you. And also there's another one, another archetype, very powerful, whose name is Ayappa, is an ascetic god, celestial being, who is the son of Vishnu, and an aspect of Vishnu, who is a female, who is a being called the Mohini. So these celestial beings have various forms, and each form is very powerful. And this program combines all the powers of these different beings who are very, very benevolent. They want to help human beings evolve. It's their dharma. Dharma means righteousness and duty combined. So righteous duty. And it's their dharma to help us. It's a reciprocal relationship, Dr. Pillai calls it. A reciprocal connection with an archetype can bring you a lot of good. In a way, you can absorb the supernormal powers these beings have. So it's a blessing all around. And so you receive the blessings from Saturn, which is very powerful. Also a chanting call with your global community every Saturday. And again, I've seen very good results already in 3-4 weeks. And also all these rituals done for you through fire rituals and also other specific rituals that are very, very powerful according to the Vedic tradition and the tradition of the Siddhas in all these power spots. So that's it for my presentation, and I'd love to hear from you and see your questions. Let's see if I can read the chat from here. Narbavi chanting call. So yes, it's every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is 6 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the Eastern, sorry, IST time and etc. GMT, etc. I don't see any question. If I missed it, can you please retype it? Namaste, Nisha. Good to see you in the program. Here, I hear Babaji chanting. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding this. What offerings are given to in Saturn Homa? Oh, good question. I don't know everything because I'm not a Vedic specialist that performs fire rituals, but in a nutshell is foods that contain sesame, black sesame seeds. Those are typical. Also, I guess flowers, that blue flowers perhaps, and the usual steps of a fire rituals in addition to special woods, etc. So I don't know exactly the items, but in general, there's going to be some ghee, sesame oil, and also black sesame seeds. What is the recommended frequency of Saturn Homa to do at home? Oh, okay. Also, you perform your own Homa. That's wonderful. I don't know, but I would do it every Saturday. Every Saturday, if it's not too much, or once a month on a Saturday. And Saturn will be going retrograde, and I don't remember exactly the day, but I will write something about it very soon. So if you can, please stay in touch with us on the blog, the Pillai Center, and I'll post something about the retrograde. Saturn goes retro on the 17th of April. So during the retrograde, that's when homas to Saturn are very, very powerful. And if you're in the program, they'll be performed on your behalf and also to the other archetypes. So at home, you can do whatever you feel comfortable. Yes, in the program, you receive the initiation on Arbhavi mantra because it is initiated by Dr. Pillai. That's why it's in the program. So automatically you'll be initiated and it will be empowered for you to work. So let me, I don't know how to write. Write the mantra. I'm not signed in. Okay, I should try to do that right now. Oh yes, so I will type the mantra for Saturn, which I promised before. Okay, that is the Saturn mantra. And you can chant that anytime on Saturdays or during the Saturn Hora. You want to check also the Hora watch. This is free. Or maybe it's 99 cents. Hora watch at Astrovet. So you can download it on your smartphone or on your computer. So that's very important to know, to find out the Hora and which planet is ruling what at that time. So it's very useful, I think, because you know whether it's Venus and you want to go shopping or eat some food or enjoy your social life, or if it's Saturn, maybe you want to light a lamp, pray, and maybe help a disabled person or help an elderly person, and or do a donation. Those are steps that bring us the blessings from Saturn. So is it advisable to keep a Saturn statue at home? I would say yes. As a Vedic astrologer, I always try to have better relationships, a better relationship with the planets. And Dr. Pillai emphasizes the importance of having a statue of an archetype of a celestial being, of a planet, because the being will enter the statue. And that's why it is said that it has been observed that some statues drink milk or come alive in some circumstances. So definitely you do fine with the statue of Saturn, and you can do Abhishekam, so the hydration ceremony through water and milk. And sometimes you can put sesame oil. Is it not needed to be in person for the initiation? How is it done over video? All right, so when you, because it's an exchange of energy, so you sign up for the program, you're exchanging your time and commitment and money into the program, so that's how it happens. And then when you sign in, after signing up for the program, you will be chanting a mantra, and that is already initiated. That is the initiation itself, and you receive the blessings from Dr. Pillai, because a mantra needs to be offered by the teacher. So by being in the program, you'll be automatically initiated, and the mantra will come alive for you. Is it not needed to be in person? Some initiations, yes, are in person, but it works both ways. So there are different kinds of an initiation. For example, there's darshan. You can have it both from a picture of your guru or being in his presence. Of course, in the teacher's presence, it's way more powerful, but this is already a great blessing that works anyway. You think I'm seeing a repeat? I'm not sure what you're saying, Nisha. Can you see me as I speak right now? Oh, maybe you have a different link. Let me give you this. Have you tried refreshing your screen? You need to do something with that. So refresh your screen if you're seeing the old one. Oops, I'm in caps. Caps are unintended. You're welcome. So is anyone already in the program? You can share a feedback or testimonial. I love this program. I've noticed already good things. I love to teach about a program. I actually know that I'm in it, and so I know what's going on. Oh, good. You're back. You found it. Good. You're welcome, Nisha. And you nice feedback today, and I shared it already with the team. That's awesome. Need feedback, it would help if someone can share, please, because it's not. You can type your feedback or testimonial. You're welcome to do that. Anyone else? Nisha, would you like to say something about the program? Nidhi, I think I hope I'm pronouncing it well, correctly. Nidhi, would like some feedback from someone in the program. Someone feels like sharing. Fear is being created against Saturn. Yes, that is very nasty. How do we overcome it? Great question. Saturn is not a punisher. It's very important to debunk that. Saturn is the god of justice. So by seeing that what happens is really something we have created, we can also do something for it. For example, I believe that becoming more charitable, being humble in general, not to be arrogant or attack people unnecessarily. That also will give you the blessings of Saturn, helping the needy, helping disabled people, will remove fear and will put you in a better state. You will notice, you must have noticed probably, have you ever given money to someone who needed money, or have you ever helped a friend or somebody who's struggling, and did you feel good about it? I know that when I do those things, I feel amazing. And sometimes we're happier helping someone else than doing something that benefits ourselves. At least that happens to a lot of people. That's why charity is gives us such a positive state of mind, that we also shift the attention from our own problems to someone else's. And so we don't suffer as much. And also we're doing something useful because we are all in it together. Saturn's main teaching is we are in this together. We need to help each other. So every time you help someone, you feel amazing, and the fear, negativity will disappear. Also, because Saturn is a god of justice, if we have a better relationship with him and also do more righteous things in general, we'll get the blessings, and which means the fear will disappear. I hope that helps. I will be registering today for a month. Oh, okay, wonderful. When will the program happen? It's already happening. It has already started, but you haven't missed anything because as soon as you sign up, you will receive a welcome email with the details of the next chanting call, the remedies, so the ceremonies that are being offered will start right away, and then you will receive emails also about when they will be performed. You will have reminders, and also an email that says it was performed yesterday on your behalf. So that's very nice. In the program, does it come with any gifts as a statue? No, we don't. We're not offering any statues of Saturn. I believe you can buy it at Astroved, in the Astroved store. I haven't checked in a while, but I think they still have statues of planets and Saturn too. So. Someone is trying to chat. If you've written in the wrong box, please type it again in chat. Can we not be part of the live video of the ceremony? No, there isn't such a thing. But it has been, Babaji has been working with this mantra for a long time, Dr. Pillai. So you can trust that it is being empowered by him. Also, the chanting itself is with this beautiful melodious voice of Mohini, who is a Pillai Center master teacher, and she has been empowered to share mantras with us. Any other question? Please let me know if that helps. How that mythology of past events influence us in this reality? Good question. So again, mythology is an eternal reality. So because our lifespan is only limited 100 years if we're lucky, or if we live that long, it is a limited reality. It is also a frozen reality because with our understanding and consciousness, we create experiences, we create relationships, we start things, and we enjoy or suffer from the consequences of that limited reality. Whereas myth, your subconscious mind will understand what it means. And also myth is not just an invention. For example, to bring you a simple example is the Ramayana. Ramayana is an epic. You probably heard about it. Nisha, actually, you know about it. The Ramayana, for example, talks about Rama, who was an incarnation of a form of Lord Vishnu, who came to the earth plane and took a human life to help humanity. And there is a lot of historic evidence that Rama existed. There are towns with his name that were built thousands of years ago. There is a bridge between India and Sri Lanka. Lanka is the place where things happen throughout the Ramayana, you know, because of a terrible demon who was troubling ascetics and humans alike. And anyway, they found the bridge. Now that we have satellite images, there is a bridge there, and people were saying, oh no, it's a story, it didn't exist. But no, Rameshwaram, the town of Rameshwaram, named after Rama, because he lived there, he stopped there. And that's an example of how mythology tells a true story very often. And of course, it's packed with symbolism and things that our subconscious makes sense of. The unconscious mind also will understand, because we're only aware of our waking consciousness, our rational mind, logic, whatever it is. But we understand things at a much deeper level. There's nonverbal communication that's been studied. People understand a lot about what you mean beyond the words, because they can tell. It's whether the energy, whether it's your tone of voice and your gestures, etc. They speak volumes. So we understand things on a much subtler level than we give ourselves credit for. So that's how mythology is so powerful in changing our consciousness. I would like to buy a statue of Saturn at home. Okay, how do we welcome him at home? Okay, wonderful. When you receive the statue, maybe you can choose a good hora to place the statue in an altar. If you don't have an altar, you can choose a clean shelf or table, and maybe put some flowers. You can also offer on a safe surface a lamp and some incense. And you can also bathe the statue initially with water. If you have sesame oil, you can also do that. Or if it's too complicated, you don't need to complicate. You can offer milk. You can offer, I believe that rose water would work for all celestial archetypes. I'm not sure though. But in general, water makes a statue come alive. So at the very least, you want to offer that. And also blue flowers. You can offer blue flowers to Saturn. You can offer raisins. They're dark, they're black. You can offer dark items, food items, or fruit and other flowers you have, no worries. Anything from the heart will please Saturn. So if we were to light a sesame lamp for Saturn at home, what do we do with the sesame seeds after that? All right, so I am not very precise with this. I do it in my own way. And Dr. Pillai said, don't worry about all the steps, just do it with sincerity. I personally put a little bit of black sesame seeds in the lamp. I light the lamp, and then I reuse it a few times, and then I'll change those seeds over time. Maybe after a week, I will change the seeds and the oil. And that's what I personally do. I don't know how it is done in India. I believe that there's no issue in reusing the same seeds for some time. If you feel more comfortable, you can also discard those and then use new seeds every time. Need one more clarification? Yes, sure. Please, just trying to get a clarification on how we have to work with the initiation. All right, Nidhi, there isn't a formal initiation in this program. The initiation itself is signing up for the program and having all these rituals done on your behalf. And that is an automatic initiation. This program came from Dr. Pillai's consciousness, so it is very powerful, and you receive an automatic initiation. Also by chanting the mantra given by Dr. Pillai, the fact that you are in the call, that is a formal initiation for you because you're receiving the mantra through the call. So it's not just a chanting call or like a social event, it works like an initiation. This is how programs offered by Dr. Pillai, that's how a call, that's how a chanting works. Does Babaji recommend any measure to balance karma out? Yes, he's been teaching that for many years, and usually it's through the lime remedy, which is a way of rolling the limes on your shoulders and the head and the throat, particularly the throat, and then cutting those limes and discarding them. So that takes away karma, bad karma, of course. And there's also a mantra that goes with it, which is Tirunila Kantam. If you have not heard that, Nisha, you can Google it and you'll find lots of videos by Dr. Pillai and other Pillai Center teachers. And they explain how to do the karma removal if you're not familiar with it. And also there are birthday trips where you go to India and in which you receive so many blessings from Dr. Pillai that remove karma through visits to vortexes, and especially in Rameshwaram, where you can take all these baths. That's also another very traditional way, a very powerful way. I mean, if I were to keep the Saturn statue with my other archetypes, I would put them together. I personally have two different altars, one for Lakshmi and Vishnu and Ganesha and Kubera and all these archetypes together, and then another one for Saturn, Shiva. But that's the way I do it. But I don't know if there's a formal way. It is said that where Saturn comes, Lakshmi is not very comfortable. So I wouldn't put them next to each other, but otherwise they can be together, I believe, in the same altar. Please ask your questions by emailing support, just to be sure, support@astroved.com. If you are signing up with Astroved, if you're signing up with Pillai Center, then it's office@PillaiCenter.com. Okay, you're welcome. And we both already use it in the Makaral Shivaya Nama. Nice, that's awesome. Okay, that's a very powerful mantra. There are lots of ways of removing bad karma, and Astroved offers all of them. Also, you're removing karma in this program. That is the whole point. That's how blessings work. They remove the negativity in our lives and bad karma, and they bring the blessings, the potential that is there that has not been activated, and also miracles. I believe in miracles. I believe you skipped a question from Lars about Nadi readings. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I did miss that. All right. Let me say a little bit about Nadi readings. Nadi readings work in a mysterious way, but it's also a science. So some beings who were alive on the earth plane thousands of years ago had a supernormal power of seeing the future, and they knew which person in the future would come and ask for some questions through the Nadi readings, which is a science actually, but it's being studied by Westerners now to see how it works, because Dr. Pillai recently told a story that was very interesting. He went to a meeting with Westerners and he only asked for the fingerprint of this person, this woman, and he gave the fingerprint, the thumb, I believe the thumb, to the Nadi reader, and he was able to say so much about this woman and why she was on the earth plane at this time and what their experiences were going to be. And this woman said, no, 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 please don't reveal it. It's all correct, but I don't want you to reveal it publicly to this group, so don't tell. I know it works. And she admitted that it was all correct. So there isn't a way to explain it scientifically, but it works. Somebody will know your name, the name of your father, mother, somebody who's never met you before, who didn't receive that information through any other means. And all through a thumb imprint. That's pretty amazing. So the point of this whole point is not to impress you with how powerful this is. It's more to find out the problems you're experiencing in this life, whether it's money, it's a relationship, or children, health, properties, people, etc. And finding out the root cause and the specific remedies that will take care of that. So that's how it works. I hope this helps. Okay. Do we celebrate Saturn's birthday? Sure, why not? We should celebrate the birthdays of the planets and the archetypes that rule them. It's always very positive on our mind, but the mind is in a state of confusion. We see only a fraction of what's really going on. We don't see the reasons for our experiences. We don't see the solutions. That's why these technologies, these spiritual technology is so powerful. Does Astrovet celebrate Saturn's birthday? I believe so. I don't remember exactly, but I think so. But we celebrate for sure Hanuman and also other archetypes. So if there are no more questions, I would like to wrap up the call. Thank you so much for joining. I will wait a few more moments. I don't see any new question. If I missed you, please type again. Okay, thank you again, and stay tuned. There's a blog at Astrovet, at pillaicenter.com, although Astrovet also has a blog. And we'll keep you updated from the astrological point of view. I hope to see you in the program. It is really an amazing program. And I believe, I was just telling somebody in my team today that everybody should be in this program. As a Vedic astrologer, I say it with all my love and sincerity. Everyone can benefit from this program. I'm also in it, so I mean it. Thank you so much. Can you share the link for the program registering on Pillai Center? Yes, sure, I'll try to do that right now. It is in specials on the website, but I'll be happy to share the link with you. Okay. Oops. Here it is. All right, so here's the link. I hope it works. Let me know. Let's see if it works. It works on my side. Yes, you're welcome. There's also the link I shared. You can click on the link here in the chat box. Is the webinar recorded? Yes. You will also, you can find this on YouTube in a few days after the editing. Sometimes they edit out some delays, etc. All right. Thank you so much again. Any other question? And we love to hear from you, any feedback and also any comment, any doubt, please share it with us, any testimonial. There isn't a bad question. We love your questions. We love your feedback. Even when it's not 100% positive, we want to hear that. We are here for you. Hi, my question was on Saturn in Aquarius when I was born. Oh, okay. That is a good placement. So it's good to have Saturn in Aquarius because that is the the preferred sign for Saturn. It's called Mula Trikona, where Saturn can give more blessings. So yeah, it's a good placement. But of course, Saturn is looking at 3 houses. Those 3 houses are receiving the influence of Saturn, which isn't always a great thing, to tell you the truth. In my experience, it's not a great thing. So there may be still some issues. So Saturn gives good results when he's looking at his own houses, but not so much when he's looking at other planets' houses. Hi, my question was, okay, so that I replied to. If we missed an Arbavi call, can we get the recording? Soon you will have the website and the recordings, yes. So we are in the process of creating some great changes for you, a website where you can go and watch the replays of the calls, because there are also questions are being asked, also astrological information that can be useful for you about Saturn and even other planets that I'm sharing in the call. And also the mantra you can download on your phone or computer. That's very good. So you can practice whenever you wish. What was a Saturn house? In Vedic astrology, we have 12 houses. Each of them rules one sector or more sectors of our lives. For example, if Saturn is looking at the first house, that means your physical body and also the way you perceive yourself in the world, your personal power, your path in life. So it's Saturn affects us in profound ways, sometimes in not a happy way. That's why we're here doing this. That's why we're offering this program. That's why we're offering so many solutions. So, Lars, I hope I answered your question. And the complete astrological answer is very long, so I'm not going, I will not go into it right now. And you can get an astrological consultation, a Vedic astrology consultation. Dr. Pillai considers it as science. I also do. In my experience, it's been amazing. I've never seen a mistake. It is precise to, especially when we have the correct time of birth, which is the whole point. But in general, it's very precise and very useful. Are we still waiting for webinar? We had 2 calls. I hosted 2 calls, one at 9 a.m. Eastern time and another one at 10 a.m. Eastern time. There's been some confusion with the email and the timing and some links, but we will fix it, and we are on the ball. We're doing our best. I'm sorry if you experienced this question and answer session gave a lot of clarity. Thanks, Atan. Oh, thank you. That's nice to know. So I haven't found any other questions, and I will wrap up the call now. Thank you so much. Oh, this is my first time to attend your webinar. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So if you missed part 1 of this webinar, please check YouTube, Pillai Center Practice YouTube, and you'll find a recording. All right. Thanks so much. And see you soon again. Thank you all. Oh, thank you, Nisha. Nice talking to you. Thank you all so much, and see you soon.